deathbed, as your life flashes in front of your eyes, what will you regret the most? For some of you, it might be that one lover your parents never approved of. For others, it might be never taking that career in arts just because it had no future. Or maybe it's never quitting that soul-sucking job you dedicated your life to just because it paid well. You see, every decision we might come to regret stems from what we were told to do or want. So how about we stop listening? Be honest. Are you being honest with yourself? As children, we are taught to dream, that nothing is impossible, that the sky's the limit, to never change for others. As teenagers, we're told to get grounded, to start being realistic, that to blend in is to survive. We're given a straight path to success, and it's convincing, it's structured, but most of all, it's safe. It promises security if we just follow it closely enough. But a life well lived is not the same as a life well managed. As I stand here today in front of you all, I am a hypocrite. I'm asking you to choose yourself, to love yourself, and to act for yourself when I myself have always lived for others. As a first-generation immigrant, my parents' sacrifices have always burdened me. Not because they expected it of me, but because my own sense of justice said that every single sacrifice they made had to be retributed somehow. Every friend they left behind, every family member they had to say goodbye to, the careers they lost in hopes of giving me a brighter future, needed some kind of repayment. And I thought that the only way to do that was by making them proud. Funny story though. When I was younger, it was an ongoing joke how different my older sister Irene and I were. While she was the older, introverted athlete, I was the younger, extroverted artist. But as we grew up and were eventually forced to leave our country, Venezuela, I saw in my sister a path to follow. One capable of making my family proud. So I picked up a sport, learned how to cook, study more, changed everything that made her her for what made me me. And by mimicking her behavior, I slowly but surely started adopting her identity. One I had always admired, but had never truly belonged to me. You see, because I thought that by acting like her, I could love myself as much as I love her. I could be as successful as she is right now. However, life never seems to be that easy, is it? Somewhere along the way, we start mistaking appraisal for authenticity. We learn how to perform, how to curate personalities to fit a particular mold. One we believe is capable of avoiding failure. And in doing so, we slowly let ourselves down to a point where we forget where the line is between who we are and who we pretend to be. A life well lived begins with radical honesty. One where you understand both who you are and what you actually value. To be honest with yourself, because without truth, love is impossible. You cannot love a version of yourself that's built entirely for approval. You cannot respect a life that was built entirely to avoid criticism. Loving yourself means having the courage to know yourself first. It is choosing a path because it aligns with who you are. It is understanding that disappointing others is sometimes the cost of not disappointing yourself. And it is deciding that your inner voice deserves to be heard as much as any external expectation. Because when your life flashes in front of your eyes, you will not be counting how many boxes you ticked. Because a life well lived is not defined by perfection or prestige or money or success. It is defined by coherence and the subtle harmony of who you are and how you choose to exist in this world. So, be honest with yourself. Even when it's hard. But especially when it's hard. Because the greatest regret is never that you failed. It is that you never allow yourself to live as you truly are.